The Texans' first round of OTAs is in the books. And we wrapped up Nico Collins on a 3-year deal. Let's talk about it.
Let's go.
Oh,
What up,
yeah. What's up? What's up, my Mexican brother from another
Hey,
mother? How you doing?
Aquí nomás chingándole, man, chingándole. You know how it goes.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Man.
sir. How you doing over there, man? You good?
Man, you know, just chilling, bro. We got some relatively quiet week, I'd say, but we had, a big one to come through today.
Yep.
So quite a bit to talk about. I do got a couple little things that I wanted to run by you to kind of see what your thoughts were on particular little things that kind of bother me sometimes, but we'll see. We'll talk about it. But
yeah,
before we get into all of that, we just checked just now, and one of our milestones that we had was to just get to the 500 followers on Instagram, the 500 subs. On YouTube, and we just hit that. We're at 501. So before we were just talking about this, before we get into any talk about the Texans or anything, all the normal bullshit and shenanigans that you and I get into, we just want to say thank you, right? Because when we kicked this thing off, I think we took over the channel that you had originally started. We were somewhere around 300 and some change. I can't remember exactly what it was.
I think a little bit less. Yeah.
Yeah. So these last, I think we've done 4 or 5 episodes so far, and we've had just an immense amount of like positive responses. Obviously, the numbers are trending all in the right direction.
Yep.
And even though that's not primarily what you and I were going after, it's a marker for us, right? It's a big
Absolutely.
deal for us to know that you guys are out there listening and you like what we're doing, because we're just a couple knuckleheads, right? That's all we are.
Fans.
We're just fans.
We're big fans, just like you are. You're watching this with us right now. We knew the excitement that was going to be coming, into this season. Man, we excited. We wanted to just build a community, and that's exactly what we've done, man. Yes. So the comments, the back and forth, man, it's been awesome. Please keep it up. We said that our goal for the beginning of the season was to hit 1,000 subs. We want to be at 1,000 when the season kicks off.
Before the game, before week 1. That's what we were looking for, right?
And I think we well on our way to hitting that, man. So look, if you haven't already hit the subscribe button, man,
please
go ahead and do it. Like I say, man, we just trying to build a community. We just trying to have some fun. We're trying to show our excitement that we got for the season. Speaking of that, man, all of the responses have not been positive, Omar. I've gotten some feedback and stuff for some things I said specifically about Caleb Williams.
Listen, man. I mean,
the Chicago fans, bro.
The Chicago boys getting upset.
They did not like me talking about they sweet little quarterback, man. This dude, like all I said, I just was stating the obvious facts. The brother paints his nails, he cries, after these losses and stuff. What am I saying wrong?
I mean,
this is not, bro. The sassy soldiers have come out from me, bro.
Well, so what I always like to say is like, are you mad at my facts or are you mad at my opinion? Which one are you mad at?
Yeah, and I didn't really state any opinions. I just stated the facts. So it's all good, man. I mean,
we'll see. We playing when? What is it? Game 2, week 2, right?
Week 2, and then we playing first week of preseason. I don't think we're gonna see too much.
That's
the
first week of preseason, it's all third string, second string. Usually, it's not until like the last preseason game that the first half we actually see all the starters, right?
Well, I think it's only 3. It's only 3 games now.
Oh, right? Is it okay? Yeah.
I think they changed it to extend the season for 17 games. So. Yeah, you're right. I mean, either game 2 or game 3, but this is the Hall of Fame game, so we actually get an extra preseason game. So we probably really ain't gonna see sweetness out there on the field.
That's true. Old Buttercup out there.
I couldn't believe, bro. I was like, these sassy soldiers coming after me, man.
Listen,
Come on, bro.
Hey, look, they're just as rabid, I mean. Everybody's looking for that flash in the pan, right? Like everybody wants. It's what you do as a fan, right? It's what you do as a fan. It's you're hoping that, I mean, because let's face it, we have no real influence on what goes on at the front offices, right? So it's like you just have no choice but to hope that the guy that your organization picked is gonna be that guy, right? So that you just go all in, man. You're all bought, right? Even if he does paint his fingernails and cries and stuff like that, and it's not necessarily indicative of like somebody who would. Hey, you know what? It's 2024, dude. We can't really talk like that no more. It's, you know what I mean?
It's okay to be zesty.
We
Be
gotta be
zest,
right.
brother.
Look at Big Cat.
Come on, bro.
The cat,
Ain't
Big
nothing
Cat.
wrong with Big Cat and his
Big
zesty
Cat's the
self.
zestiest of them all. You know what I mean?
Come on, man. Do your
So
thing,
hey,
bro.
it's all good. We'll see. Maybe old Zesty Williams will pan out for those guys over there. You know what I mean?
Man, so we gonna talk about the Texans OTAs, but still talking about Caleb Williams, bro. I heard that his OTAs went horrendous, like almost
really
as bad. Man, it's not
Let
what
me
you want to
see.
see, basically, dude. I heard it was so bad that like defensive players were coming up patting the like, "Hey, man, this is why we practice. You know, we're gonna make you better." Trying to encourage you know his ass cried in the locker room after.
They were like, "Hey, you know what? Hey, listen, it's okay, little
It's
fella.
all
You
right,
know,
buddy.
it's all right. You know." I remember my first time in the NFL. Right? I mean, it was you got to sit him down and give him that talk. You know, that's
Oh,
hilarious. One of
yeah,
the
bro.
things one of my favorite things I like to do is to go to, especially after a game, like if we beat somebody like really bad, you know, I like to go to that team's Reddit subreddit.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So I'm gonna have to go check and take a look and see what our fellow enthusiasts are looking
Yeah.
at when it comes to the Chicago Bears. So
I'm calling them the sassy soldiers from now on, man.
the sassy soldier.
After I caught that hate, bro, I'm like, oh man, that's they beehive. You know what I'm saying?
That's
That's they
hilarious.
bars, bro.
The
Um,
sassy soldiers. I love it. I love it.
yeah.
Jonathan Owens, is he over there? I see something here about
Did he
Jonathan
go?
Owens. That's Simone Biles' boyfriend.
Okay, I thought he had went to the Packers, but he may be rocking
He
over
might
there.
have ended up over there. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, man.
I'll comb through and see if there's anything.
Yeah, in that same vein, man. If you're watching this and you do have another home team that you root for, and you super sassy about that team, like we invite you to come on and chop it up with us. Like,
please do.
Come through. Like
Please do.
we want the smoke. We
Right.
ain't tripping
All of
at
it.
all. Yeah,
All of it.
like come
Because I mean,
through. You invited
let's
to be on as a guest, comment, whatever, dude.
yeah.
Like,
Because let's be 100% clear once again about what we're doing here, right? We are saying that the Texans will be the Super Bowl champions for this football season. That is what we are saying. And so if you are saying that we are absolutely crazy and that it is going to be your team that's going to be the Super Bowl champions this year, sound off. I mean, sound off. Let us know. Because we just, you know, I mean, some people might call us delusional, but the fact of the matter is one of the things that I keep telling everybody, because I got a bunch of friends that are Colts fans. I got friends that are 49ers fans. I got friends that are Kansas City Chief guys. And I'm talking about dyed in the wool, right? I'm talking about born and bred in Kansas City, born in Chicago, right? I mean, like I got people who are legitimate fans. I'm talking about since some of them got some permanent ink.
Yeah.
These are legit fans. And every time they try to argue with me, I always tell them one thing. I always say one thing to them. Who are you going to double cover?
Dude.
Who are you going to double cover? Because you got to double cover somebody.
Yeah.
Who are you going to double cover?
Dog, these defensive coordinators around the league about to lose mad sleep, dude.
That has been my number one argument with everybody. Any team, I don't care who it is, any team, who you double cover.
Yeah. I mean, it's you know, obviously, you know, it's not even just the three receivers.
No.
You know, because you got Joe Mixon.
We got Mixon coming
Dalton
up.
Schultz. That's you know, man, dude. Yeah.
And that's a perfect
You're
segue.
right. You can't double cover anybody, man.
It's a perfect segue to what you were talking about earlier, the OTAs, right? So
OTAs, baby.
Everything that's been coming out of OTAs has been pretty positive. All the clips I've watched have been pretty good. And so there's there's just kind of the buzz continues, right? Like, because
Yeah.
there, like, it's like you just mentioned, right? I mean, not necessarily so much good buzz over in with the Zesty Soldiers, right? They're kind of upset right now. They're like, what the hell happened? This kid was supposed to come out and be a beast, and then he's out here worried about his crystal gel, right? And so for those of y'all that don't have daughters, you guys won't get that one, but so nothing. I haven't heard anything alarming. All the clips that I've seen, and again, they're OTAs, right? So there's no real
Exactly. Yeah.
Nobody's got pads on. We're not really. This
You
is
can't hit.
non-contact, right?
A lot of it's like either 7-on-7 if it is 11-on-11.
7-on-7.
You're not getting no pass rush and then like that, which, like I say, with that is kind of surprising and alarming that quarterbacks are struggling. You know what I'm saying? That's definitely not what you want to see as an organization. So for Caleb Williams to be going through it, I'm gonna leave him alone. I'm gonna let him make it. But yeah, the Houston Texans OTAs, the boy is back. The boy was out there shining, man. He had a nice little no-look dime to surprisingly. This is one of the things that I was going to talk to you about, Omar. Surprisingly, to Robert Woods. And Robert Woods is somebody who
fighting for a roster spot.
That's what you would think, right? You're like, hey, if there's anybody that's gonna be cut and not make the squad,
right?
The first name you would think of is Robert Woods. Yeah,
that's right.
But I don't know. Like I say, now it's hard to like really get excited or read too much into anything with the OTAs, but it is kind of surprising that he's not cut at this point, right? That would be kind of shitty of the Texans to string this guy along, and not give him the opportunity to find another team, right?
And then cut him at the end.
And then cut him, yeah. So, and he out there, man,
So does it make you think that they still see something in him?
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. But I mean, potentially so. I mean, if he's out there running these reps and everything and doing fairly well, and obviously, one thing that we were going to talk about of the players that were out there, the players that were shining. One, well, I'll ask you how you feel. Stefon Diggs wasn't there.
Okay,
these are voluntary. These are voluntary OTAs. How you feel? How you feel about him?
You stole my thunder on that because that's the one thing that I was going to tell you that I was going to ask you to get your reaction on. I don't like that.
Okay.
I don't like that.
Okay.
I don't like that. So here's the thing. There's so much. Again, this is a very emotional thing, right? Because he was touted as a diva and this, that, and the other, like saying like he was, just that he was the reason why that that the organization was doing as well as all these things that he was saying. And all of this baggage that was coming along with him, that he is not necessarily the best locker room guy, blah, 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 all this other stuff, right? You would think that somebody with that type of reputation that's following them, you would think that he would do everything in his power to make sure that he completely negated all of that talk, right?
Yeah,
by
showing
up.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Voluntary. Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
There are no reason. There's no obligation for them to be there, right?
Yeah.
DJ Stroud's there, right? Why would you not want to get in as many reps and start kind of just plugging yourself into the culture?
Yes, true.
That kind of worried me a little bit. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, because you could say, that what was it, a day or two after they made the trade, he was out there with CJ, running around or whatever, which looked great. That gave you a warm, fuzzy feeling. But that's like side practices, right? That's like running around with your boys.
That's like me and you going to do some pickup ball or something.
Yeah, no, it's different getting in the organization, getting in there with Bobby, and saying, hey, you know what, let's work on this specific timing, like these type of different things. So I'm with you, brother. I definitely would have liked to have seen him out there.
Right.
But at the end of the day, he's a veteran.
That's
Most
true.
of the time, these veterans don't go to OTAs. I mean, because
that is also true.
Thompson wasn't there. Danielle Hunter wasn't there. It just typically your veterans don't go to OTAs. But
I get that. But none of those guys are new, and none of those guys have sort of let's just call it what it is. Like I don't want to call it a black cloud, but certainly not coming in with because he's got a black cloud. You don't get rain out of a clear cloud.
To the Houston, we do.
Well,
This
that's
is
true.
terrible.
We got it today. That's for
These
damn sure.
storms come out of nowhere, bro.
Yeah, man. They're ready to do some damage too. By the way, I hope if you guys are in Houston, I hope you guys are doing
no
well,
doubt.
because there are some little spots where it's gotten pretty ugly.
Yeah.
But so you mentioned all those guys, all those veterans, and the guys who also didn't show up to OTAs. None of them are on a brand new team. None of them are trying to establish themselves. I would imagine that somebody like Diggs, especially when it comes to that receiving core, young receiving core that it is, right, would try to come in and establish himself as like the veteran, right?
A leader.
The veteran
that's what
that
leaders
these young
do.
guys can turn to. The guy that he could. I mean, immediately. I would have just liked if he would have just showed up and not even put on a helmet and a jersey.
That's fair. I would have just be on the sideline or something.
Just be on the sidelines talking to the guys and this and that. So it does concern me a little bit. Now, I'm not going to hold it all the way against him just yet, because like you did say, he is a veteran. He is a Hall of Fame caliber wide receiver, right? But at some point, well, watch his numbers this year. His numbers are going to go crazy this year. But anyway.
Okay. Yeah.
But he's of that caliber, right? He is a and I said Hall of Famer. I meant all-star caliber wide receiver.
Gotcha.
But a Pro Bowl. I keep saying all-star. I'm thinking about the game that's about to start here in a little bit.
I know what you mean.
Yeah, but he is a top tier type of wide receiver, and it would have been good just to see him come and start making a name for himself within the organization. And
he made it to the Met Gala. Omar, did you see that? He made it. He didn't make it to OTAs, but he made it to the Met Gala.
That's the kind of stuff that just
that's that shit.
That's some Buffalo shit. You know what I mean? Like that's that up north Buffalo shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
he's in Texas now.
I didn't. Yeah, right.
You know?
I didn't really see it. I didn't know Stefon was like that kind of dude. You know what I'm saying? But like you were saying to your point earlier, that's the stigma that he has. Like that whole wide receiver diva type stuff is like he's like the Bill Bellamy in Any Given Sunday. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Exemplifies
Willie
that.
Beeman. Was it Willie Beeman? Isn't that who his character was?
Nah, Willie Beeman was the quarterback. That's the main guy.
Okay, that's right.
Yeah. Bill Bellamy played.
I haven't watched
one
that in
of the
a while.
receivers. Yeah, that's a good movie.
That's
a good football
damn good movie.
Yeah. So now I'm with you, bro. I was curious to hear your thoughts. I think for me, at the end of the day, I'm not. It's like I get it. It is what it is. I would have liked to have seen it, but it's not like a deal breaker. It's not like, oh no, get rid of the dude. He's not gonna pan out. He's gonna be great, bro. You know, he's a veteran guy. You know what you're getting. You know when you step on that field,
yes,
he about to be a monster. So, like I say, learn me.
It's like just. Oh man, you know what I mean? It just like just a little bit. It just kind of like, all right. Yeah, I felt like it was an easy win. I felt like it was an easy win for him to just show up.
Yeah.
Right. And it would have spoke volumes. Like that small little thing that he could have done.
Yeah.
Would have spoken volumes. And I don't know if it's like a publicist thing or something, but I don't know. If I was advising him, I would have advised him, listen, man. Just show up.
Go out there, yeah.
Just show up. 1 day, 2 days. Bring the guy some donuts. Just do anything.
A morale booster. Yeah.
Just anything to get not only your team a morale booster, but the city a morale booster, the fans a morale booster.
Let's be real, Omar. He hasn't even had like a media press day.
No,
you know, like all of the new additions and the new guys have come in. Joe Mixon immediately had one. Danielle Hunter had one. You know. And these are, you know, no disrespect to them at all, but these aren't even as big of names as Stefon Diggs. Like you would expect that.
They're not established. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I mean, we haven't heard anything from him, man. And like I say, it's what we do as fans, right? At the end of the day, like I say, I'm not trying to make this a bigger deal than it actually is, because all I really care about is the numbers that he's gonna put up, like inevitably put up on the field for this team. So, you know. It is what it is.
So we won't harp on that too much longer. But come week 7 or week 8, that motherfucker starts being a problem. We're gonna come back to this.
Oh yeah.
And I'm gonna go, I told you.
Oh, man, I
didn't like that shit. He didn't show up to OTAs. He could have stepped up a little bit. And then we're gonna come back and we're gonna talk about this, you know.
Yeah.
But anyway, I hope not. I hope
not.
I hope that's not what it comes down to. But you know, we'll see.
Yeah.
Maybe he's a little salty that Nico got a deal.
I doubt it. Man. I mean, bro, he ain't hurting for money. No, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Dude, Yeah, yeah. Some other names that weren't there, man. Larmy Tonsil. That's not surprising. He's a veteran guy. Plus,
Right.
they ain't doing nothing. You know what I'm saying? You can't, like I say, you're not really getting any real rush
Right.
on the
Exactly.
line anyway. So,
Yeah.
okay, fine.
I'm not mad at
But
any lineman or any defensive guy who really didn't show up in that sense.
I was gonna bring up a guy that I was a little like, dude, what are you doing? Titus
Who's that?
Howard didn't show
Oh,
up. Like this, he's another guy. Like you
on the
need to be
cusp.
doing all. Yeah, well,
Yeah. Yeah.
hey, he's being paid a lot of money.
Right.
He's been paid a lot of money, and it hasn't really produced on the field. And man, you know, you got to go out there. Anytime the
Right.
doors are open, you need to be there, bro.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah. They need to
carrying
be
himself
kicking you
like
out.
he's carrying himself like he's a veteran. Like, oh yeah, I deserve this, but nah, we need to see more, bro.
Yeah, I mean, and again, it's this whole idea, right? Of like, what are they really doing there? You know, how quality are the reps? You know, I don't know. I just and to the point about my feelings on Diggs, right? It's like maybe he's like, hey man, I'm not gonna go. I might twist an ankle or something, and you know, it's like, all right. So that's kind of why I'm giving him a little bit of the benefit of the doubt. But to your point, if you're
Yeah,
fighting for a roster spot, my boy, you need to be out there. I need you
yeah,
out there every
yeah,
day.
yeah. But it's all good, man. So like you alluded to, bro, Nico Collins was out there. Now, this is a guy who realistically, man, let's 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 think about this. You got people in his position or a similar type of position, right? When it comes to contract renegotiations and saying,
Mm-hmm.
hey, I want more money, I deserve more money. Look at the numbers that I put up. A lot of times, Omar, what you'll see is these guys hold out. They won't go to even the mandatory stuff.
Right.
But who was out there
No matter
front
what.
and center
That's right.
doing his thing, bro?
That's right.
Nico
Nico
Collins, you
Collins.
know. So, dude,
That's the kind of stuff you want to see, man.
exactly,
That's what you want to see.
exactly.
And we're seeing this from somebody who's hadn't even gotten paid yet, and then
Yep.
boom.
Yeah.
Now we gotta call him Deep Pockets Nico.
Come on, baby.
That's what I used to call Fred Van Vliet, Deep Pockets Freddie. You know, when he
Yeah.
got paid,
He got his.
it's good to see, man.
It's good to see, and those are the guys. Those are the kind of guys that deserve it. So
Right,
you'd like to see that. Like I say, he just inked this deal today. So during the
right.
time of OTAs, you know,
He was still out there.
he didn't know. He didn't know. You know what I'm saying? I'm
He didn't
sure they
know
were
what his
working on
future
it.
was gonna be. Right.
Yeah, but hey, he got his well-deserved money. And what do you think about the deal, man? The 3 years, 72,
So yeah, I mean,
72
as you
mil.
mentioned, we just kind of saw what that deal was here recently. I think it came out like over the last couple of hours. So I want
It
to
ain't
see.
official until Shefty posted, bruh.
Right, that's right.
If you don't get it from Adam Schefter, it ain't real news.
Yeah. So now the question is where does he rank? Right. So he just got paid. Let me see. Diggs. Well, Diggs is on a bit of a different contract because he's just
Yeah,
1 year.
like a rental.
Yeah, so he's 1 year, 22.5 million. We locked up Nico for 3 years, 72, which is about 20 and some change. I think there's some bonuses involved there that kind of put him like at 22, 23 a year. He's getting paid just as much as Stefon Diggs,
Well, I mean,
which
he put up numbers.
which
I
is an
mean,
interesting. Yeah.
what was his number? His numbers, I don't know this for sure, but I would almost guarantee his numbers were better last year than Diggs.
I would imagine so.
We've talked about it, Omar. You know,
Yeah.
we joke and say all the time, like, man, this team has 3 number 1 wide receivers.
Right.
You know, we didn't even talk about Tank Dell
Right.
being out there at OTAs running around, but the brother just got shot in the leg.
He just got
The
shot in the
brother
leg.
and coming
He
off
was
a
out there
broken
cutting.
leg,
Yeah.
bro, out there doing this thing. I mean, how freaking amazing is that, man? So we got, Tank doing his thing, Nico doing his thing, Steph, gonna do his thing. He deserves number 1 receiver type money, which
Yeah.
which is what he got.
So Stefon Diggs last year, 2023, finished with 1,100 yards, almost 1,200 yards. Wow, that's pretty good. 8 touchdowns. And then Nico finished with 1,200 yards, 8 touchdowns. So pretty commensurate. I mean, it's not too crazy. I think once again, a lot of that has to do with with how well him and Stroud click, right? Obviously, Stroud's our boy, so we want to make sure that we surround him with who he feels good with and feels comfortable with. I'm sure he had quite a bit to say about that.
Yeah, we seen it.
But I mean, just big leaps, man. Big leaps from 22 to 23.
Well,
I'm not mad at that.
like you said, who the hell was throwing the ball? Before
True.
CJ.
That's true. Yeah.
So it's hard to, it's hard to look at those numbers before that, man. But yeah, I think. What do you think, man? Do you think overpay, underpay, or how you feeling?
I think market value. I think
Market value.
he got paid what he deserves. I think he got paid what he deserves, and I think where the Texans are right now in this really great spot where they have their young rookie quarterback, and they're not paying $100 million for him, right? Like we're gonna have to pay him eventually,
of course.
But the idea there is that, but before we actually go to pay him, that we lock up some of his core pieces around him that we feel good about, right? And I think this is the first chess move in doing that, right?
Absolutely.
So I feel like he's obviously he got paid as in terms of where his production is, and I think he's pretty on the money.
Yeah, and the time is good too because man, you let him get out there, put up another caliber season like he had last year.
Right.
That price tag gonna go way up, man. So you
gotta
lock that down, bro.
Yeah, I said 1,200 yards, but it was really 1,300 yards.
It's like a chick with braces. You know what I'm saying? Like she looked good. She looked decent, right?
Right.
But the braces gonna come off.
Braces come off.
You gotta lock it down.
It's gonna be a problem.
You gotta lock it down. The Texans lock down the chick with braces, bro. And the braces are coming off, baby.
Yeah. So. It's like the first time that you see him at the gym, you're like, all right. I know what you about to do. Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So not bad, man. 1,200 yards, 1,300 yards. I mean, that's great. 23 million a year. I think, what does that come out to? 72.5 divided by 3. Yeah, 24.
Yeah.
24, almost 24, 25 million a year. Now, keep in mind that Stefon Diggs is what I like to call a short leash contract, right?
Yeah.
It's like, all right, buddy, if you don't perform, we don't have much tied to you at this moment. So we could just cut you out. So that's that 22 million on a 1-year contract, I still think is pretty good. If things don't work out, then we can dip them, or we can just give them a longer extension.
Yeah. I think we know he gonna perform, bro.
Well, he's definitely gonna perform, right?
Yeah.
But what I'm always worried about is, week 7 or week 8, are we going to come back to this episode and go, see, she should have showed up to OTAs. That was a sign.
Yeah. Because that is kind of what happened with him last year, man. He disappeared after those first like 7 or 8 weeks, and didn't have like 100-yard game after that.
Right. Can you imagine what those stats would have been? And even despite that, he still finished with 1,200 yards.
Yeah, no, it's nuts.
1,200 yards and 8 touchdowns.
Yeah.
I mean, come on, that's
Now, like we've been talking about, man, the caliber of our receiving core. This is all speculation, man. This is all just us talking right now as fans. The last thing that we want to see is a receiver becoming a diva. If Steph is worried about his numbers and stuff like that, what you would love to see is a good camaraderie. The wide receiver room saying, hey, you know what? They can't hold all of us. So one week it's gonna be your week. Next week it might be my week, just depending on the game plan or whatever. What you don't want to see happen, bro, is Steph come in here and be like, nah, you got to get me the ball more. You got to force feed me the ball, because that's not how CJ operates. And we obviously we had success last year because he's a great distributor of the ball. Who the hell knew who Noah Brown was?
Right.
Last year. And he had what, like 3-4 100-yard games.
You look at Tank Dell on paper, he's not supposed to be putting up numbers like that.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly, man. So yeah, hopefully this is the only time that we'll ever talk about this, and that does not happen. But we just want Steph to come in and be a team guy.
Well,
You know,
you mentioned
be a team guy.
that's not the way that's not the way that CJ Stroud operates. But the other thing too is that's not the way Bobby operates either,
Yeah,
right?
no,
Bobby's
no,
not looking at feeding one receiver or making things favorable for one receiver. Like if he's seeing
yeah,
something in that offense, he's not going to be just calling plays that are going to be for Diggs, right? Like he's
yeah,
part of his MO is getting that ball spread around. So you have no clue where you're going with this,
yeah,
which once again is what's tied to my argument every time I talk to somebody. Say, who are you going to cover?
yeah.
Who are you going? You're going to run man on all of them? Good
Good
luck with
luck.
that, buddy.
Good luck,
Good
bro.
luck with that. I was just looking at the depth chart. I mean, this depth chart is just a thing of beauty. Just a
Yeah,
thing of beauty.
it
Stefon
is.
Diggs, Nico Collins, Tank Dell, Dalton Schultz. I mean, just like what the hell?
And like I think I said last episode, man. The Skronik kid, out of the one that we traded for from the Rams.
Yes,
That's a little bit of a slept on deal, man. He's good. I think he's
he's
good,
good.
and it adds a lot of much needed depth to that wide receiver.
Ben,
Like yeah,
Ben
Ben
Skowronek.
Skronik. Is that how you say his last name?
Yeah, I think so.
All right, okay. The Sassy Soldier's gonna let me know. They always let me know when I get shit wrong in the comments, bro.
The Sassy Soldiers. I love it. Yeah,
Oh,
he's been touted as a plug and play type of guy, right? Can do
yeah.
anything, can go anywhere, put him where you want. Great on the block. Just I don't know. I think
He
we're
gonna
gonna
be a
see
special
more of
teams
him.
guy too.
Yeah. I think we're gonna see
Yeah.
a lot more of him than people think.
Yeah, because I mean,
Um,
Omar, bro, you know what happened to us at the end of the year last year, and those last games going into the playoffs and in the playoffs, obviously, man, dude, we were curtain for
yeah,
wide receiver depth.
yeah. The
You
depth
know, dude,
was
we were
hard.
like, oh man, if we didn't have Tank Dell out, man, and we sitting there screaming that Noah Brown was
Right,
out and wasn't able to go.
right.
Like I
Can you
say, I mean,
imagine?
these ain't big names at all. Now, I mean, bro, on a lot of these sites, we're ranked as having the best wide receiver core in the league.
Yeah,
And not only do we have that, but now we got a ton of depth
we got some
behind
depth
us
in
in
there
in,
too.
in that wide receiver room. So, man, you know, the position group that kind of went from being a weakness for us is a huge strength at this point. And I like what I like what our front office has been doing. I like what Nick, Casario has been doing, adding that depth, knowing like, hey, this is how we got burnt last year. Let's make
Right.
sure that this don't happen to us again.
What's the latest on Noah Brown? I know he's
We resigned him.
yeah, I know we did, but I know he was dealing with some injury stuff. I'm just trying to figure out
Yeah.
why do they got him still as questionable. That's the odd part.
Questionable all offseason.
Yeah, he's just questionable in the offseason. It's like, come on, man, what the hell? I guess that's just carries over from last year.
Yeah, probably like from his last game. So I don't know, honestly.
I
That
don't
is
remember
weird.
anything. Yeah, that's super weird because they got Tunsil as questionable and then Titus Howard is questionable also. So that kind of just
Wow. How do you have an injury designation in the offseason?
in the offseason. This is on ESPN's depth chart, so that's kind of the weird thing.
It is weird.
I need Tunsil to stop
Questionable to
doing so
go
many
to the park.
damn false starts too this year. I mean, that's
Oh,
we need to
Jesus
get that under
Christ.
control, big fella.
Yeah, bro. I mean, we're talking about he's honestly probably the best left tackle
Oh,
in
for
the
sure.
league.
But that's his
But
one downside.
that is,
Yeah.
and it sucks. It
It's like
sucks when that
like
happens.
your girl's a dime, but like she's got a horrible, ugly laugh. You know, she laughs like a like a donkey. Yeah, just an absolute dime piece, right? But don't crack a joke, please, because
Yeah,
I
yeah.
don't want to hear that.
Oh
Yeah,
man, bro.
that's what Tunsil is, bro.
You ever
The
dated a
best.
chick that was a hitter? Like what it was that like hit you whenever they're laughing?
Oh yeah. Like
I hate
super
that shit.
aggressive.
Yeah.
It's like whoa.
I hate that, man. Don't touch me.
Yeah,
Just
it's like,
laugh.
hey, man, easy there, Tito Ortiz. You don't gotta beat me up now. Yeah, that's what we're dealing with Laramie Tunsil, dude. Like just an
Yeah.
absolute unit of a left tackle, and then just we'll get you 6 false start penalties
Yeah.
every game. It's like,
Yeah.
come on, man. If we could just
Yeah.
clean that up, just clean. It's like Anthony Davis told not Anthony Davis. What's oh my god, why am I blanking on his name? Baby Jordan. Jesus Christ.
Oh,
On
and
Timberwolves. Ant-Man. It's like Ant-Man
yeah.
when he was telling Cat, "Hey, just stop fouling, dude. Like, just stop." And he's like, "Oh, it's because that no, just
Yeah,
stop."
just
Like
don't do it.
that's what I want to tell that Tunsil. Like Tunsil, hey, just wait until they hike the
Yeah,
ball, bro. Don't move. Just stop.
yeah. I mean, it's tough. It's tough sitting in my comfortable chair over
It
here.
is. I know.
Yeah, I don't because I don't know what goes. I'm sure it's a timing thing. You
It
want to
is,
get
and
off
that's
that block quick or whatever. But it's like, bro, this your job, man.
that's what. Yeah. So
It's costing us 5 yards.
right. That's what I talked to a buddy of mine who was he wasn't a left tackle, but he was a center. He played through high school and played some lower in college and stuff. And I was asking him about it. I'm like, dude, what is it with? And he goes, what makes him great is what makes him false start. What makes him great is that he has that first step. He is quick and he has that first step, and it's all about timing. When he gets it absolutely right, he has that first step on you, and you ain't getting past him. That's what makes him great.
No.
But if he goes a half a second too early, that's what gets him the penalty. So he's always on the razor's edge of that, getting the advantage because you jumped out first and you got the first step, or you jumped a half a second too soon and you got too excited and now you got a false start penalty.
Yeah.
So I was like, all right, I mean, I guess I can dig that, but it's like, all right, man, how much is the juice worth the squeeze, right? Like, are we getting 7 penalties a game and it's only netting you like what, maybe 20% additional coverage or something? I don't know. I'm just it really bothers the shit out of me, man.
Yeah.
Little tiny stupid things, you know what I mean?
Yeah, because I mean those are, I don't want to say complete drive killers, but man, when you got
they're momentum killers
going and that happens, and you got to back up, you got to change your play, you got to change the scheme on that particular drive. It's tough.
I'm gonna tell you where it really kicks me in the nuts, man, is when we're moving, right? We're moving, we're walking down the field, literally walking down the field, 10 yards, dinking, dunking, and we're just moving, baby. And then all of a sudden, it's like, and it just kind of like, fuck, man, like it just kind of takes the wheel. And then you hear false start.
Oh, you already know what number they're gonna call. Yeah. When they say false start, you already know. You already know.
Fuck, that's Tunsil, man. What the hell? So it just kind of it really, I don't know, man. It really stifles the offense. But
yeah,
what are you gonna do? I just feel like like we're at this point now to where the little details like that really matter.
Yes, that's a good point, man. We that's what we're nitpicking at that point. I mean, this team is going to be amazing.
Because our receiving core is not going to be a problem. Our quarterback's not going to be a problem. Our running backs are not going to be a problem. Who are we going to pick on? Let's pick on Tunsil. Hey, Tunsil, fucking get it together, man. What are you doing? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We love you.
Given this conversation, this may be a giveaway of what my answer is going to be, but I saw a very interesting question posed on the internet recently. It asked, aside from the quarterback, what do you think the most important position on the team is? On any team?
You want to go? I
got mine. Yeah, you go.
Okay, center.
Okay, hey, that's a very, and obviously watching this. Drop a comment on what.
Yeah, let us know. But
what's your most important position outside of the quarterback? Center. That's okay.
Because to me, the center is nothing. To me, the center is an extension of the quarterback, right? Like that relationship has to be. What's the big man Saturday?
Okay, I thought you was gonna say Jason Kelce because I know he's one of the best.
Well, Jason
Saturday
Kelce
was really good too.
But Saturday, I mean that relationship and that
Jeff Saturday was a hell of a center, a terrible coach, hell of a center,
terrible coach, hell of a center. But it was him and Manning. I mean, there is, in my opinion, there is no. I mean, obviously Manning is going to be Manning, right? But it all starts with that handoff. It all starts with the center. And if your center isn't Pro Bowl caliber, right, then it's going to be tough for your quarterback to be Pro Bowl caliber.
Yeah. And
you just go back and look at all the top quarterbacks that have been in over the past 2 decades. They've had great centers. And so to me, that's other than the quarterback. I mean, obviously there's a lot of position players and things like that. But I got a lot of respect for the big guys up front. I think they do a lot of unsung work, and I think out of all of the guys up front that do the unsung work, that center, and then very closely after that is left tackle, right?
Yeah, left tackle. was my answer.
That was
For
yours?
that,
Yeah.
but I'm not mad at all at center because
Yeah.
the good centers, man. Like you say, yes, it's all about that exchange, right?
Right.
But also, man, they'll get up there, they'll see things in coverage,
Yes, they're
relay
calling
it
out
back to the
coverage.
quarterback,
Yep.
and
Yep.
yeah, those. I mean, that's what the great ones do. So definitely not mad at that answer. For me,
Yeah.
left tackle, man. I
Left
think
tackle's another one
outside
too.
of the QB is the
That's
most important.
that's the bodyguard, man.
Got
That's the
yeah,
absolute bodyguard. You got to
gotta
get
have
that
a good
right.
one. You
Yeah.
gotta, bro. You got to.
Yeah.
You gotta have a good one,
Especially if you
man.
want to preserve your you got a statue of a court. You got the guy, right? Like if your organization says we have the guy, this is our guy.
Yeah,
Why would you not go after the top tier left tackle?
You can't bargain bin.
You can't bargain bin.
Not with that position.
Exactly. It's like you buy a Ferrari and then you put brakes on it from like a Mitsubishi or something. It's like, what are you doing? What are we doing here? Really?
Yeah, bro.
This is where we're gonna skimp. We're gonna skimp on the brakes.
Yeah, nah, you can't do that.
Pay $250,000 for the Ferrari. We're gonna skimp on the brakes. All right. That sounds reasonable.
But yeah, I thought that was interesting, man. But yeah, man, dude, like we say all the time, dude, I love this team. This team is gonna be amazing. Like you watching us, you're checking us out right now. Please, like I say, we're trying to get this 1,000 sub mark before this season starts. Man, we're building a community over here. All right.
That's right.
So holla at us. Like I say, if Texans not your team, if you want to talk some shit, holla at us, man.
Hey, get in the comment. We love it.
Get in the comments, bro. We like that. Hit us up. Depending if you have a channel similar to ours and you're in a different city, you have a home base that you represent. Holla at us, man. We'd love to have you on. Do some debates, especially if we playing each other this season. We're gonna have a lot of fun with this. So
especially if you're in our conference. So I am actually calling out to anybody out there who has a channel similar to ours, similar to what we do, very, very, dedicated to your team, and you are in the AFC South. Please reach out to us.
Yeah, definitely. We definitely want to
because we would love to we'd love to build some friendly rivalry rapport and have regular guests on to talk, especially if you can kind of match our energy and stuff like that. We like to joke around and mess around. I
would say outside of the division, outside the AFC South, if you Cowboys, if you got a channel, bring your ass on here. All right.
Like
I'll tell you why your team suck. All right. Why y'all suck.
or if you want to fill out an application for a bandwagon fan, we'll give you temporary status.
Oh my God, bro. The amount of people, of Cowboys fans is coming up to me telling me that they switched their loyalties. Bro, it's so funny.
It's a talking point. It's a national talking point, right? Because everybody's looking at what the Texans have done over the last 12 months, right? And they've just completely turned this thing around, right? And then it's like, what have the Cowboys done? They're still rolling out with the same people. It's like, you guys haven't done anything. And so it's like, that leaves the fan base going like, hey man, like they just look what they got. They just got some new shiny shit over there. What the hell?
Yeah. It's like the SpongeBob meme where Squidward looking down and watching SpongeBob and Patrick run around.
Yeah. Just looking, he's like, what the hell? So now they're looking at the Cowboys front office going, hey, like, you guys gonna make a move? Y'all gonna do something?
Yeah.
What, like, can you give it like? And then nothing, right? Crickets, right? Crickets. And so they're like, well, screw you guys. These guys are just right down the road. You know what I mean? I'm going over there.
Yeah.
These guys are killing it. I'm going over there.
And hey, like Omar said, come on. We'll take you in, baby.
That's
we'll take care of you.
It's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay. Come on. Rest your feet, weary traveler. Have a seat. We've been waiting for you.
Oh my God, it's gotta suck to be a Cowboys fan, bro.
Dude, can you imagine?
You hanging on to that 90s shit, just like, oh man, like I say, these motherfuckers were probably 4 years old, didn't care then, have no idea, and that's the only thing they can hang their hat on. And we have more playoff wins, more success than they do, in that time span.
That's crazy.
But yet you always hear, oh man, we America's team.
We
definitely the best team in Texas.
We
like, y'all suck.
We them boys.
Don't give me we them boys.
Yeah.
Don't get me started. I ain't even. Yeah, I don't like.
But listen, if you're willing to come over, hat in hand, we won't riz you too bad. We won't give you too bad of a time.
Yeah.
Come on down. Have a seat.
On through.
Join us. And get out of that navy blue, throw on some of this battle red, baby, and let's get it.
Let's go, man. Hit the subscribe button, man. Come on, bro. Come on, y'all in the Sassy Soul, just bring it on, man. I love it, man. I love it. Love it. But yo, we're gonna get out of here, man. We're gonna holler at y'all next time. As always, man, we appreciate you rocking with us. Hit the sub button the notification bell, all that, so you can keep up with us as we drop these episodes, man. And we anticipate and look forward to a very fun season.
Let's go. Love y'all.
Let's go. Peace.